Welcome, beloved reality architect. You've just stepped across the loom's edge into a realm where stories breathe, science sings, and your soul begins to remember. This is Tales of the Tapestry, a living weave of myth and mind, where each thread is a truth, each parable a portal. And today, we begin not with certainty, but with a break in the pattern. We begin with a weaver, not one who followed the map, but one who tore it gently and danced through the opening. This is the tale of the weaver who left the pattern. The weaver who left the pattern. Once upon a thread, in a village spun from repetition and reverence, there lived a weaver, one among many, whose fingers moved in silence day after day across the loom. In this village, every tapestry followed the sacred pattern. Each dawn, the villagers would rise and pull a scroll from the wall of designs. Blueprints passed down by ancestors, inked in gold and obedience. Waves in perfect arcs, circles within circles. Golden symmetry, predictable harmony. To deviate was dishonor. To innovate was dangerous. The weaver, too, obeyed, not out of faith, but habit, not out of joy, but fear. Her hands moved the way her mother's did. Her eyes traced the pattern before thought could interrupt. Her life was replication. Until one morning, her fingers slipped. Just slightly, just enough. A knot landed where no knot should. Her breath caught. Her heart pounded. She reached for the silver scissors, the sacred blade kept for correction. But something in her, some ancient whisper curled at the edge of silence, paused her hand. The knot pulsed. It looked alive. So she left it. And the next day, she wove around it. And the day after, she added another. Not a mistake this time, but a rebellion, a blessing in asymmetry. Soon her tapestries began to dance. Not in perfect loops, but in spirals that collided and surged. Zigzags cracked through tradition like lightning on a frozen lake. Colors once forbidden bled into each other, violet into fire, gold into storm cloud. The village was scandalized. "You're ruining the sacred order," they cried. "Her loom is infected," whispered the elders. But something strange began to happen. Those who had long felt numb began to feel again. The colorblind began to dream in pigment. Children who stuttered found songs hidden in their breath. Old stone walls shimmered under morning light, twisting, softening, smiling. Even the scrolls on the wall of designs began to shift. One morning, a spiral appeared where a circle used to be. The weaver never returned to the scrolls. Her fingers moved like river water. Her loom whispered stories from stars, and her pattern was chaos. And chaos was creation. Beloved, what if the universe is not a machine of rules, but a playground of meaningful mistakes? What if creation itself began with a deviation? Welcome to chaos theory, not the chaos of destruction, but the chaos of emergence. In the 1960s, a meteorologist named Edward Lorenz was modeling weather patterns. One day, he re-entered a number slightly rounded, barely changed. And the entire simulation spiraled into something new. That glitch became a revelation. Tiny causes, massive effects. A butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could birth a tornado in Texas. But here's the sacred paradox. Chaos is not disorder. It is order we don't yet understand. A fractal ballet, where what looks wild up close reveals symmetry when you step back. The universe is sensitive, not random. It listens, it amplifies, it responds to your most subtle shifts. Deviations from the norm aren't flaws. They are portals, thresholds where the new can enter. So I ask you now, what patterns have you repeated, not because they are true, but because they are familiar? What masks have you worn so well, you forgot there was a face beneath? What if that slip, that pause, that wild impulse you've been resisting, is the very thread that could unweave the illusion and begin your true design? The glitch is not your failure. The glitch is your doorway. And when you dare to disrupt the design, you don't destroy order. You give birth to a higher one. What happens when one soul dares to disobey the sacred script? When the brush moves off the edge of the pattern and into wild possibility. In today's light code, we hear from Amira, a mixed media artist who stopped painting what was praised and began painting what was true. Her journey reminds us that sometimes the masterpiece is born not from control, but from the courageous break in the thread. Listen now to the sound of emergence.
I used to create art that felt safe. Clean lines, neutral colours, symmetrical forms, work that made teachers nod, galleries smile. But it wasn't me. It was who I thought I had to be. Then one night, something snapped. I got angry, not just at the canvas, but at the silence I'd wrapped around myself. So I slashed paint. I smeared without a plan. I let it drip, bleed, collide. I broke every rule I'd ever memorized. That piece went viral. But more than that, it cracked something open inside me, like a shell I didn't know I was living in. I realized I had been hiding behind perfection, scared to be seen unless I was polished. Now, I paint in chaos. I follow the accident. I trust the mess. It's not always pretty, but it's real, it's alive, and it's finally me.
And the truth, beloved, has no fixed pattern. It sings in wild shapes. It dances in defiance. And when you stop trying to be beautiful, you become radiant. Let's plant a seed of glorious disruption in your soul garden. Close your eyes. Breathe 3 times into your belly. Now ask yourself, softly but clearly, where in my life am I still weaving someone else's pattern? Is it the job title that never fit? The role you perform in your family? The rules you obey online? Just to belong. Feel that question echo. Don't rush the answer. Now, write down 3 threads in your life you didn't consciously choose. Choose one to disrupt. Take a small action this week that adds a new color, a new knot, a new curve to that thread. Chaos isn't the enemy, it's the door. Beloved, the world doesn't need more symmetry. It needs your strange angles, your impossible rhythm, your divine refusal to conform. What if your destiny was never to follow the design, but to break it open? Let your mistakes become stars. Let your stumbles weave fractals. And let your life become a tapestry that never existed before you. You are the knot out of place. You are the ripple in the weave. You are the weaver who left the pattern, and in doing so, birthed a new one.